Kin, you speak to Cure, hatched from the egg of Zora. It pleases, but why does a dragonkin leave the ancient empire?
You stare in shock. It's speaking perfect old tongue. You'd have no idea what it was saying if you weren't well versed in the Empire's ancient texts.
A champion of the sun? Our old master, has the Empire fallen so far? The old master would never have allowed such...
The lizard hisses dismay.
All apes look alike. They dress in black, but come in all shapes. All that is known is they arrived with gold and left with the promise that people... Cure's old master taught Cure. Consul Zara, until the elf killed Consul Zara.
The lizard lets out a low, rumbling...
Killed Zara for gold. Then he stole Zara's chest and stole Cure away. A prisoner, yes, but my master's secrets are safe. The vile elf cannot... It dried for many weeks. In the elf's rage, it was thrown into the flames. It brought joy to hear the elf's fury.
The lizard's eyes cold.
Cure had hoped to keep his master's secrets until the... If you can douse the fire, Kin, sing these words. Honor the memory of Cure's master. Blessed be...
The masked creature is... A spirit sits behind the grand piano.
O'er black and white my fingers dart, o'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lord of Life? Direct them.
The music swells as the spirits...
My fingers are yours. Direct them.
The music swells as the... The masked creature... The dusty staircase leads to another hatch, which is blocked tight. As you push, it no matter how much you strain and grunt. The dusty staircase leads straining and grunting. Your strength just about manages to nudge. Before you stands the ghost of an older woman. Clad in flowing Magister's robes, she peered...
Magister Pavlonia. Charmed to meet you, I'm sure.
Your hand passes right through hers.
Oh, my hand! My fingers! Well, really, I'm quite... But I am not fully. I keep forgetting things somehow. Wait! The spider! It was the spider! She chewed me. Yes. I came from the Black Pits. He must have mixed something into the delightful rose tea. Next I knew, I hope you didn't drink any tea downstairs. He's a master sorcerer. Everyone knows that. But he's too... And besides, he had some business that coincided with so Dallas ordered him left alone, providing he didn't...
She throws you a haughty glance. In the sharp...
None of your... Never mind.
Pavlonia gazes searchingly around the floor near her. Before you stand...
Magister Pavlonia.
As she reaches for you, her...
Oh, my hand. All right, I am dead. I keep... Wait, the spider. He must have... I hope you didn't drink any tea downstairs. He's a... And so...
She throws you...
None of your...
The spider spindles right up to you, her long, long legs tickling the sandy floor.
Getting your mucky little boots in all the wrong places. Hmm? Did that over I could toss you upstairs, darling? Hmm? Has he grown weary of milking my venom his very own self? Oh, precious! It's almost too sad.
Her fangs drool venom that sizzles on the sand. But there's no...
Many servants, one master.
Pavlonia gazes searchingly around the floor near. Pavlonia gazes searchingly. Before you stand,
Magister Pavlonia.
as she reaches,
Oh, my hand. Well, really. But I keep... Wait. The spider. He must have... I hope you didn't drink any tea.
she throws you a haughty
None of your... Never mind.
Pavlonia gazes searchingly. Pavlonia gazes. She stands stock still and looks into your eyes. There is no hint of pleading, no cries for mercy, just The dusty staircase leads no matter how much you... The dusty staircase, straining and grunting. The dusty staircase leads... The dusty straining and...
I've spotted something.
A visitor? Such a rare and...
The elf tilts his head backwards.
Call me Riker. Please, do avail yourself of my creature comforts. You've surely come a long way. It's not an ordinary location, I admit, but I prefer to be extraordinary, so much potential, but still so naive. I also see you are not yet...
He presses a slender forefinger against his...
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek, if you are... Let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. You're dying. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the source with you. Fill your well to the brim. You must go to the Black Pits. There's a cavern there. In it, you'll...
He points to the location on your...
Bring it to...
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Zorstis's presence. You hear no words. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently.
Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more magisters. And there's such an... It's a miracle of the ancients. Priceless, really. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer...
Riker's lips stretch, and his cheeks bulge.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make a promise you'd best fulfill.
Riker bows his head deep.
Then you'll have the power you seek, if not the power that... Now, please. I trust that our bargain reaches a satisfactory... well...
Not much of a landlubber, but some...
Well now.
Ifan claps you on the shoulder.
Speak.
Blessed.
The servant emits a menacing growl.
Such dreamy prose. I could get lost in it.
Well now, how's my face?
Ifan claps you on the...
No keyhole, no handle. There must be a hidden mechanism.
No keyhole, no keyhole, no handle. There must be a hidden mechanism.
This is quite the antiques collection. This won't be of any... It's broken. No keyhole, no handle. There must be a hidden mechanism. The air buzzes with source here. Look out. I see a trap nearby.
Careful. Spotted a trap.
Look out. I see a trap nearby. This is quite the antiques collection.
You see yourself in the mirror. It's quite a sight.
Careful. I've spotted a trap.
Look out. I see a trap nearby. Flesh and bone, severed and stitched. Perhaps some sort of necromancy?
flesh is well past ripe. Ugh, this Ugh.
The squirrel's nose.
No keyhole, no handle. There must be a hidden mechanism. No keyhole, no handle. There must be a hidden mechanism.
This is quite the antiques collection.
You lie back on the riverbank's edge, eyes closed, waiting for the fish to... The pilgrimage takes its toll. You've walked upwards of 20 leagues, yet Arx is 40... You kneel and pray at the stone cross. You know your words go unheard.
No keyhole. No handle. There must be a hidden mechanism. This won't be of any use. I should keep my voice low. No need to wake the dead. Let's see what spirits fill this garden.
Within the stone garden's walls, peace be thy mortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve. The dog growls and bares its teeth at you in a wide, unsettling grin. The dog growls and bares its...
Come closer. I dare you.
He sniffs, he snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify and transform into a rhythmic run.
Do not mock me. You know what lies beneath. But I will not allow you another step closer. Ha! She calls herself master. I call her minion. Whatever name you choose, it is...
The dog raises its head to the stormy sky and howls.
Necrotic troll, you are summoned.
too magisterial for my liking.
Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, died in penury.
So poised and proud. Human graves. Let's hope none are earmarked for me.
Petrified from head to toe. The figure is locked in pose. The petrified woman cannot speak, but
Too heavy.
So still here. Like the air itself's been petrified.
Too heavy.
Well, isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin and rescued by a newt. The indignity.
she huffs in annoyance.
Oh, all this trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armour. A mutt? Oh, please. He's no mutt. Oh, but do for...
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. She rises from her bow, her face frozen.
Oh, your type is so predictable.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her.
Anathema will be mine.
Nothing but bone dust. Even the petrified aren't immune to the ravages of time, it seems. The dark with you.
Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, dying. The spirit's lip curls upwards. She opens her mouth as if to speak, but her words fade in the tomb's chill. The longer you gaze, the more your inner source churns. You sit at a fire. At your left lies a black dog, basking in the warmth. Others huddle behind you. A young elf. You hold a parchment up to the light and point at it. It is there that anathema can be found. The sky is dark, and the roaring fire is now a sad flicker. The others lie around. You look to your left. The dog's yellow eyes lock with yours, and the two of you turn, and you gasp as you are thrust into the present. You take a few deep heaves. The spirit's lips move rapidly, but you hear little beyond the Canna's spirit convulses in response. Her ghostly arms reach out, not for help, but instead to flash you a final rude gesture. The dog's spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he'd never seen them before.
I am death. Indeed, the masses tremble at my might.
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own.
Once a demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our allies in its name.
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence. Here lies Bidsy Vanyan, drowned in rum. If the Hall of Echoes at Tavern be, her seat is reserved. Heroes Rest, memorial to the saviors of Driftwood, and the first of this region who joined Lucy.
This part is gated off from the rest. Whoever is buried here must have been important.
Here rests the elven hero Halla. He served Lucian the Divine with great vigor and defended the farmers who feed Here rests the human hero Garrick. He served Lucian the Divine with immense skill and slew the next. Here rests the dwarven hero Bromley. She served Lucian the Divine with honor and cast out the demons that plagued the great. Here rests the lizard hero Vidya. She served Lucian the Divine with great dignity and vanquished the strange beasts that suddenly the earth churns and buckles upwards in several places.
Godwoken! You must fall! The God King demands—
You must fall.
so that we...
Let your blood quench our roots, so...
The covenant shall be fulfilled.
Doesn't it?
Into the dark with you.
The God's King will return those gifts of his.
Show yourself!
You're not trying to escape, are you?
These were heroes. What happened to them? And what's this covenant?
The heroes of Driftwood lie at your feet, dead for good this time.
Whatever this covenant is, it didn't bring them victory.
I wonder what prize was sweet enough to make him into this.
They were corrupted somehow. If it could happen to them, it could happen...
As beautiful as always, if unwilling to whisk me away from this place.
The creature barely noticed. Here lies the body of our bunker Grigsby. Died wealthy and old, aged 47.
Too heavy.
Another forgotten king from another forgotten time.
Here rests some of Granson Locke. May the rest of him find peace.
I've spotted something.
I've spotted something. These are lizard remains, but in the human section of the graveyard.
Brother, help me, please! Isn't it obvious? Some thoughtless fool buried me in this grave like some... The eternal fire burns in the lizard quarter of the cemetery. I beg you, isn't helping your kin enough for you? Good. Now take it to the eternal... My remains have still not been consumed by the eternal...
Here lieth Jeffer, first name unknown, and of no further use. The servant responds with a blank. The plinth of the statue bears a series of deep... You cringe at the sound of stone. The sculpture looks impossibly heavy. The sculpture looks impossible. You cringe at the sound of stone. The headless statue looms over you. Its plinth bears the same road. Here lies an unknown farmhand, not a dwarf, but athlete, a smallish man of no small heart.
We were picked up by spies. There was no glory and no point to it
such
either.
crassness. Another ode to crass dwarven excess. Locked in perpetual prayer. Keep trying, my friend.
That inspiration. We're an example.
In life, we are Earth's caretakers. In death, we are the skies.
The eagle glowers at you with one baleful eye.
We died
The
glorious
eagle
death.
glowers at you balefully, with eyes like shiny little buttons.
Pretty eyes. Eyes that see far.
The eagle's own eyes glitter with avarice. Peck, peck, peck. The eagle pecks free some choice lump of...
Master died, but Master told me what to do. All my life told me you are what you eat. So I do. I will become the Master. Unless you are not the new Master, are you? The new Master must first partake of the old Master. Only then.
You chew it for what seems like forever, yet the texture does not change in your mouth. Sometimes you really wonder about how you make choices in life. The eagle hops from claw to claw, peering up at...
See? Feel it? The power.
That inspiration. We're an example.
A hacking caw breaks free from his ebony beak.
Yes. Kidney. Good for carriage. Featherfall is with you. Together.
Featherfall hops eagerly onto your shoulder and digs his claws in deep. He pecks your cheek in what could charitably be called...
We died glorious deaths.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
We are an inspiration to our people.
That inspiration. We're an example.
We died glorious deaths.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
We are an inspiration to our people.
That inspiration. We're an example.
We We died glorious deaths.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
We are an inspiration to our people.
That inspiration. We're an example.
Biting deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odor of meat long past its... You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
We are an inspiration to our people.
That inspiration. We're an example.
We died glorious deaths.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
You watch yourself. There's a voice. Word is that they'll be walking about with flesh on their bones again. You're godwoke, ain't you? Don't ask me why. But someone out there's got it in for you, and everyone loves.
Watching the birds pick your body clean is almost soothing. At least you know you're doing some good for a creature. And it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse. Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he...
A grim expression passes across her...
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. Not by half. He lives in the big house by the gate. I ain't about to wander up, and the less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
Two dwarven spirits at...
I recognize the lass. The royal guard had come to Bon Neffen, right on the sea. The poor, they were disappearing off the streets. The lass spoke out. The guard wanted her silent.
In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side is a rebel, rising up against the tyrannical queen. Your masculine side is a royalist, loyal to the monarch he loves. As the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the royal guard. Together, you flee across the sea to the melting pot of driftwood and Reaper's Coast.
Yeah, we're all curious from time to time. I don't blame him a bit.
You are the sister, and you know that something is wrong. You climb the stairs to rescue your brother, and find him fighting for his life. Both of you die.
Damn it. Damn it all to hell.
But your killers do right by their fellow dwarves, and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity. One convinced that the Queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong.
I want to say something trite, like, can't they just get along? But I know it's not so easy. Nothing is. Especially doing what you think is right. You see clearly then. He stood up for her. She stood up for everybody. It's the true measure of a heart. How you treat not those closest to you, but those you've never even met.
The sister smiles. She feels vindicated. Her brother still does not agree. The rebellion was a disaster. The rebellion was a mistake that cost them their lives. The sister has found peace with what was her life, but her brother rages on. The sister has found peace with what was her life, but her brother...
Not much of a landlubber, but something... Well, the way a
beast grumbles.
I don't. And then there's just...
We died glorious deaths.
We were picked off by spies. There was no glory and no point to it either.
We are an inspiration to our people.
Two dwarven...
I recognize the lass.
In a flash, you as the brother. You are the sister, both of you.
Damn it.
But your kid...
I want to say something trite, like, can't they just get along? But I know it's not so. You don't see clearly then. He stood up for her. She stood up for...
The brother smiles at you. His sister still does not agree. A life is not worth living if you do not stand up for what you... The brother is at peace with himself. He stood by his queen, and he stood by his sister too. His exile and ultimate death wasn't his fault, but his sister raged. The brother is at peace.
Not much of a landlubber, but some...
The brother is at peace, realizing in a moment that life and death, and then they are gone.
We died glorious deaths.
What the flying farts was that? They've done nothing to harm you. Good dwarves they were. Treasured children of
Beast's face goes red as beets. Were you inclined, you'd crack an egg.
You might be God-woken, but it isn't all about you. Not much of a landlubber.
You watch your... Word is that they'll be... They'll got on us.
The dwarfs...
No.